Hi, everyone. Welcome to Women Entrepreneurs Radio, and I'm your host, Deborah Bailey. Really glad that you could join me today. And if you're listening to this show on iTunes or some other directory, you can come to blogtalkradio.com/CoachDeb and find an archive of shows going back to 2008. So it's a good place for you to check out. All the other entrepreneurs will be on the show, sharing their expertise. Also, you can go to facebook.com/Women Entrepreneurs and like the page, and you can ask questions, or, if you want to also listen to the show there are links for the show on that page as well. And the blog, womenentrepreneursecrets.blogspot.com, also has links for the show and bios for the show guests, articles of interest to women entrepreneurs, different features for authors and various business owners. So stop by there, check it out. Also, if you're someone who writes articles that you'd like to share, or if you'd like to do a author Q&A, then you can reach out to me on that page as well. You see a link for Contact Us. You can reach out to me, and you will receive guidelines for the different opportunities for interviewing, and also for posting, and for sponsoring, and for ads. It's all on the blog, so check that out. And my main website is DeborahABailey.com, DeborahABailey, Bailey.com. And you can go there and you can find out different things that I'm up to, my books, and links to a couple services that I provide. So that's a good place for you to go to get to all the different links and websites that I have out there. So I would suggest you check that out as well. Okay, so now we're going to get started with my guest, and she's a returning guest to the show. I always like to have folks come back and share some updates and really talk about things that they're doing and things they're offering for the listeners. So today is Monique Caradine, and she's an award-winning TV and radio personality, speaker, and a money and marketing mentor for women entrepreneurs. She uses her nearly 2 decades as a producer and on-air personality and 10 years as an entrepreneur to help women in business be seen, make an impact, and make money. Monique has been featured on the top national media outlets, including CNN, National Public Radio, Fox News, Essence Magazine, SIRIUS XM Satellite Radio, the Chicago Tribune, BlackEnterprise.com, and many more. Her international roster of clients includes globally recognized brands such as Inc. Magazine, Black Enterprise Magazine, the National PTA, United Way, Kappa Alpha Sorority Inc., and Nielsen. Having mentored dozens of entrepreneurs on how to become influential high earners, Monique is now seen as one of the most respected experts in the coaching industry when it comes to visibility and money. And Monique is a mom and wife who now lives full-time on the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. So welcome, Monique. Really glad to have you back.
Deborah, so great to be back with you today. I am excited. And can I just say something about you? You are amazing because, first of all, you got shows that go all the way back to 2008. Oh, my goodness. You've been at this for a minute. Yes, I love it. But we know, and you and I can both probably agree, that consistency is key. It's key to building a following. It's key to building credibility. So kudos to you for sticking with it and staying at it. And thanks for having me back.
Well, thank you so much. Like most things, I think when people talk about success not being a straight line, this is something I'd started back then because I'd been in someone else's Blog Talk Radio show, and then I said, oh, that's interesting. I'd never really heard of this before, and I really expected just to be doing it for like a month or two. So it was...
Meanwhile, 7 years later.
Yeah. So it's one of the interesting things that I think successful people always mention, when I interview them, and they say, well, they may not have exactly started out the way they thought the direction they thought they were going to end up in, and then they took all these different turns, and things came up, and unexpected happened, and they found, success may be in a different way than they expected it to be. And, I really think that's interesting because so many people, particularly in our culture, think it's all so quick and easy and you know exactly how it's going to turn out and it's instant and, that is so far from reality for people who really have gone out there and gotten things done and had a totally different experience than I think is put out there in the media, let's say, that your expectation is much different than the reality is. Definitely, and for those people who may not have listened to your first show yet, and I'm sure they will go back and do so. Could you just kind of briefly give us your journey to where you are right now?
Yeah. So I am my background as far as the work that I have done has been in broadcasting. I started out, went to college for radio and TV, thought I would be this big news anchor in Chicago, and quickly found out that where my voice was really needed was not behind a desk reading a teleprompter filled with stuff that someone else wrote, but where my voice was needed, where I felt called, was to tell untold stories. And so that desire drove me in a lot of different directions. I worked a lot of different places, but some of the most meaningful work that I did happened at a small radio station in Chicago, which is still alive and kicking today, WVON Radio. And really started out as an intern there, eventually became the news director and just totally revamped the news department there. They gave me the leeway to do that. And was able to tell stories that weren't being told and tell some good news for a change and just do some things that I wanted to do. And then I became the midday talk show host there, reluctantly, but it was a good move for me because then I was allowed to kind of further establish my voice and have some opinions about things, and that strengthened over the years, and love talk radio. Love. Can't wait to get back to talk radio. And then went on and did some television. I did television all along the way, but did some TV and community affairs programming at the Fox affiliate in Chicago. And in the midst of all that, started a business. My business is now 12 years old, and I started out doing publicity and media training. And now I'm a certified success coach, and I help women with their income and their influence. And so it's been, like you said, it's never a straight line. I mean, I never thought I would be doing coaching for women. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. Never in a million years. I mean, for years, I never even felt like I had strong relationships with women, interpersonal relationships with women, because I never saw myself in that way. But now I have this amazing community of women that I'm coaching, I'm supporting. There's over 250 women in a community that help each other, share resources, and the work that I've been able to do with women around the world has just been absolutely amazing and fulfilling and just a joy.
That's fantastic. And, yeah, that's interesting. As you're saying, it's the whole journey that you've been through, and all of that prepared you for what you're doing now. So, at the time we never see that until we get to that point and you go, oh, okay, I can understand. Yeah, everything I've learned is really helping me now, but you may not see that at the time. And as a money and marketing mentor, I know that you have got a lot of information for people, particularly women entrepreneurs who are really struggling with money, struggling with funding, that kind of thing. Money is always a topic, I think, that goes across the board. So, what are some things that you could tell us about that topic, about money, and how women entrepreneurs can really, try to get some more of that in their pocket?
Yeah. Well, it's a great question, and this is become one of my favorite topics, and definitely, it's, coming from me, it's ironic because I was the one who, even though I did great things in TV and radio, I always struggled with making really great money and couldn't figure out why. I said, maybe I'm just bad at math, or maybe I'm just, my accounting skills ain't good. I couldn't figure it out. And then, along the way, along this very interesting, complicated, difficult, challenging, amazing journey I've been on, I've come to learn that my struggles were all tied into mindset, right? And so that's what I talked about last time I was on with you. Last time we talked, the question was, are your mother's beliefs around money keeping you broke? And so we kind of explored that a little bit, and I talked about my story and my mindset and how I had to shift and how oftentimes our mother's beliefs, you know, even though we love our moms and they're great and awesome and everything, sometimes we have to come to grips with her ideas around money. You know, money is the root of all evil, rich people are evil, and, you know, if anybody's ever heard anything like that come from your mom or your grandma, you know, that type of stuff really impacts us as women.
Yes.
And so we explored that, and, you know, it's fascinating when you really look at it and you begin to unravel it. And, you know, that's really kind of the work that I've been helping women do. But today, Deborah, oh, my goodness. So today we go to the next level in that conversation. Can I tell you what I want to talk to your amazing audience today? So I want to talk to everybody today about the truth about money, the truth about money. And as we explore the truth about money, I want to give you a glimpse at the 4 people who make money and attract money very easily. Can we do that? Is that okay with you, Deborah?
Definitely.
Yeah. So this is like kind of part 2 from last time, so definitely go back and hear the first conversation. And this is all around, like, you know, when we hear the topic of money, when it comes up in a conversation, I'm just talking about conversation that you might have on the weekend at the beauty shop or the barber shop or wherever. And sometimes you might find that the conversation goes like this as it relates to money. Like some people will say money is tight, or, you know, they may have some conversation around the fact that they're broke, or that they have to count their pennies, or, you know, people sometimes refer to the sluggish economy, or they say stuff like, my money is funny, girl, my money is funny. You know? and then, I mean, all of us have heard of people talking about how they're living paycheck to paycheck, and then, you know, we often chuckle when we hear people be like, "Can I get a hookup?" You know, and they trying to get your services. Like, let me get the hookup. You know, it's like,
yes.
So if any of that sounds familiar, and let's be honest, I mean, I'm guilty of saying some of those things as well. But if any of that sounds familiar or feels familiar, you know, the reason I want to have this conversation is because I believe it's time to put a stop to language like that once and for all, especially as it relates to women entrepreneurs, which I know most of your audience, they're entrepreneurs. So we got to put a stop to that type of language. And it's not that I don't understand that sometimes money is funny. Sometimes it is tight. Sometimes you do want to hook up. But here's the thing, Deborah. I believe, and I think that you'll agree, that if anybody out there listening has been broke or struggling for a prolonged period of time, then that is not a result of a struggling economy or this or that or the other. If you have been struggling or broke for a very long period of time, it's due to 2 things. Number 1, it's due to the fact that, you know, and I just have to be honest with your audience, I hope that's okay, but it's due to 2 things. Number 1, that probably you've made some subconscious choices around money that have been rooted in fear, right? Or it could be number 2, that you're subconsciously making a decision to hold on to disempowering beliefs that keep you broke and struggling. Now, So that's kind of heavy stuff to lay on somebody. That you mean to tell me I'm making the choice to be broke? Nobody's going to agree to that.
Right.
Right. You know, nobody's going to be like, hey, yeah, you know, you're right, Monique. It's ridiculous. But, you know, again, if you've been struggling for a long period of time, if you haven't made the kind of revenue in your business that you want to make, it's been that way for a number of years, then it is subconsciously that you're holding on to some disempowering beliefs. Right? And so that's kind of the work that I do, help you unravel those. But here's the thing. Here's the crux of this conversation. There's a truth about money that I want everybody to get. And the truth is this, Deborah, that right now there's plenty of money, and it's flowing abundantly throughout the world. But here's the key that you got to get. It is only flowing to 4 types of people.
That's interesting.
Okay? Yeah. So 4 types of people. And so I'll tell you who those 4 types of people are, right? So the first person that money right now is flowing to abundantly without any, the universe isn't holding back, right? First type of person is the person who really understands it. Okay, so let me explain what I mean by that. You see, most people, Deborah, don't understand that there are universal laws around money. When you save money, you make money. When you invest money, you make money. When you give money, you attract more money, right? But people don't get that. Most people think, I work, I earn money, I pay bills, I buy stuff, and then I'm back to being broke, right?
Right.
Nothing could be further from the truth. So therefore, we must elevate our knowledge around how money really works, and we have to begin to better understand it, okay? So how do you come to better understand money? Well, you got to unravel the old mindset like I talked about before, and then you do simple things. Deborah, like read books and magazines that focus on money, focus on wealth, and focus on the secrets to creating more. One person that I like a lot is the two authors I want to recommend, Joseph Murphy and I think it's John Randolph. 2 people from 20th century. They were writing stuff back in the 1940s that, you can read today and you will still find it penetratingly powerful. I mean, if you're in that realm where you really want to earn more money. So those are 2 authors that I would recommend, and then I'm working on a book right now. So, of course, I'm going to recommend my book. It is still in the works, but it'll be ready by May of this year. So, so if you want to see lasting improvements in your money, then it's important to it's important to connect with someone who can help you unravel the old stories, but it's also important to do some things that you may find counterintuitive. But you've got to become more savvy about how you understand money to work. Okay, so I'll unpack that a little bit more later. So again, that's the first person that's flowing, that's getting money freely, the person that understands it. The second person, Deborah, that's attracting money freely and abundantly is the person who respects it. You got to respect money, okay? So I'll unpack that real quick. So here's the question. When you look inside your wallet right now, is your money crumpled all up? Is it all folded every which way and whatnot? Do you lose track of your money? Like, do you ignore the money in your bank account? Once you clean out your purse, do you find like that $5 bill that was like trapped in the bottom of your purse and you didn't even know you had it? Or, if you're the type of person that never really has a full awareness of what you have or what you spend and how you can use the money that's left over after you pay all your bills, then you have a lack of respect for money.
Exactly.
See, exactly. So those who respect money, regardless of the amount, I don't care if you have $14 to your name. If you respect money, then you will work with it frequently and systematically, and it starts with simple habits like keeping your cash neatly organized in your wallet, not crumpled up. It should be in denominational order, all faces up. Everything should be in an orderly fashion. Then you want to be monitoring your bank account, keeping track of it every single day so you know what's coming in, what's going out, etc. So if you respect money, if you respect your money, then you are one of the ones attracting it on a daily basis.
That makes sense.
Okay. I got 2 more. You got any questions for me so far, or you want me to just keep going?
Oh, keep going because I'm taking this in. I'm taking it in because it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. So these 2, I really like these next 2. The third type of person that is attracting money abundantly is the person who's not afraid of it. Okay. Let me explain that. Because most people, again, would say, why would I be afraid of money? I want money. I'm never afraid of money, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. Our fear around money is, again, subconscious. Certainly no one is going to openly say, I'm afraid of money, but our fear of money is usually rooted in the false belief that we are not worthy of it. Yeah. Okay? So, you know, that goes back to mindset stuff, right? So we feel that we're not worthy of it. We think that we'll mishandle it. And I'm talking about myself. This was me, right? You know, I was afraid that if I got too much money, I wouldn't handle it right, or I'd spend it all, or people won't like me when I get rich. So I sabotaged myself, Deborah, for years because I didn't want to outshine anybody with my bank account.
Yes.
You know, and I found that when I was making money when I was very young, I mean, people in my family who needed help, they always came to me, and I would secretly, of course, help them, but it was a drain on me because I'm like, oh, my goodness, so if I make more money, does that mean everybody's going to come to me for help?
Right.
And, you know, at 25, you can't really process that. Like, you don't even know what that means, and you're like, I ain't trying to give away all my money, so it just caused confusion, right? So, anyway, so you can't be afraid of money. You can't believe that you're not worthy or that you're going to mishandle it or that people aren't going to like you when you're rich.
Right.
So, because if you do, then you're going to subconsciously keep a consistent flow of money away from you, right? Here's another thing that I've noticed, that some people stop short of making and even talking about larger sums of money because they think that doing so will disempower people that they love. For instance, I hear a lot of women, when I say, how much do you want to make this year? They'll say $85,000. And that's a great number, right? But it's $15,000 short of making six figures.
Right.
And I'm like, why would you stop $15,000 short of making six figures? And it is because of fear. It's because of fear.
Wow.
So when we can unravel that and what that means and how that feels for us, then we can become among those people who are bold and fearless with money, and therefore become one of those people that attracts it with speed and with ease and with effortlessness, right? These are the people that ask for more money when it's time for a raise. These are the people that come up with fun and creative ways to make more money. They're like money magnets because they're not afraid of it, right? So that's the third person. And the final person, Deborah, that attracts the abundance of money that is available to us all right now in the universe are the people who are generous with it.
Yes.
Okay? So you and I both know that there are some people out there that are just tight with their money. You start talking about money and loan it and can I borrow $1, and they be ready to fight you because they're like, I ain't giving up my money. I work hard for this money. This is my money, right?
Yes.
and those people, Deborah, the scary thing about them is that the tighter that they hold on to their money, the less easy it's going to be for them, or should I say the more difficult it's going to be for them to attract more, because here's the problem. Those people see money as their source. And the truth is money is not your source.
Right.
The truth is that if you are a believer in God, and I am, you know, I believe that God is my source, you know, and God is the source. God provides all the opportunities that I have to make money. That's just my opinion. You know, people believe in other things. But the truth is, as it relates to God, he is not broke. He is not stressed. He is not struggling. And then because I follow that God, then that means that he doesn't want me to be broke, stressed, or struggling either, right?
Exactly.
So therefore, I can't be afraid to give. I love to give. In fact, I'm not motivated personally by money. You know, I do all these things. I respect it. I understand it, not because I just love money so much, but because I love to have enough of it so that I can give it and share it and support causes that I believe in.
Exactly.
So that's why you can't be afraid to give, because our source wants to give us overflow, but that overflow will only come to us if that source knows that we will help others create overflow as well. So real quick, the four people. People who attract money abundantly right now, people who understand it. Number two, people who respect it. And when I say it, I'm talking about money. people who are not afraid of money, and people who are generous with money. Those are the 4 types of people that attract money easily.
I think that is a lot for people to take in and digest. So I hope that everyone who's listening, who will be listening, really sits with that for a while, because that's totally different than what you may have heard or what you continue to hear out there in the world. So just, if you're uncomfortable with what you heard, just give it some time to sink in. Because you know how sometimes people don't want to let go of certain beliefs, but this is really important for people to get.
It's totally counterintuitive. But here's what I know is that, you know, there's a shift taking place, Deborah, and shift is something that not everybody's going to connect with. The shift is something that only people who have a certain level of understanding and spiritual awareness and awakening are going to get it. But the shift is happening, and it's like a season. So we got to make a decision. Am I going to take advantage of this season, or am I going to let the season pass? And if any of this resonates with you, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, I invite you to explore it more. You can explore it with me. You can explore it with someone else that, you know, you may trust or recognize or know. If you've never heard of me before, it's fine. I don't force anybody to come into my world, but, you know, I've got some really good ideas, and I'm expanding and I'm growing, and this whole overflow thing, which is the name of my event, is something that that I was obedient and allowed myself to be used. I didn't create it. I'm not the inventor of it. God created it, and I just said, okay, if you want me to do it, you chose me, okay, I'll do it. And the thing just unfolded. So that's what I want to say. It's crazy. It sounds counterintuitive. It makes people uncomfortable, but if it resonates with you, I invite you to explore these ideas more.
Well, this has been so mesmerizing that we've got maybe a little over 3 minutes left. So please share with everyone what your upcoming event is about, so they can get involved.
Okay, great. So I'm inviting the women entrepreneurs who listen to your show, who are ready to be a part of this shift, to join me in Puerto Rico for the Overflow Retreat. It's happening in June. It's a 4-day retreat. And really what I'm looking for are women entrepreneurs who are in coaching, women entrepreneurs who are speakers, authors, people who are training, or people who want to add those different elements to their business model, people who love to share and inspire and show people new things and strategies and ideas. I want those women entrepreneurs to be in Puerto Rico with me, okay? And what I'm going to be doing for those 4 days, we're going to spend a day and a half on the money mindset piece, which is important. I can't do, you can't do anything until you get the mindset piece right. And I said last time, how you do money is how you do everything. So let's work on the mindset piece. And then the rest of the time we're going to talk about freedom, how to create freedom in your business so that you can have fun, take time off. I take several weeks off a year for travel, for family, for chillaxing, for just taking a dip in the pool at the beach and just hanging, whatever, you know. And then also my background is broadcasting, so I know a lot about how to get people on TV and radio. So I want to show, you know, women entrepreneurs who have a powerful message how to get more influence, how to get on stages, how to get booked on TV and radio and all those things. And I'll give you strategies for doing that at the Overflow Retreat. But more than the strategies, Deborah, the experience of what happens for you when you come out of your familiar environment and come into a space that's unfamiliar, just like Abraham did in the Bible. He had to get away from everything he was familiar with so that God could show him what was in store for him. And last year we did it. It was outstanding. People were transformed. And it is a powerful event. So the website is www.overflowretreat.com.
And your website also, if you could mention that?
Sure. It's MoniqueCaradine.com. And you can go there. Lots of really cool free videos and stuff like that, and the blog and everything. So people can go there. And there's actually a blog on the topic that we discussed today. It's called The Truth About Money. So if you wanted to review some of the ideas that I shared, you can just go to my blog and you'll find it there.
Wow, and the retreat, it sounds very inspiring and beautiful. I haven't been to Puerto Rico in years, but I always enjoy when I've been there. And it's just, as you said, to be in a different environment and just let it be open and let yourself be open to new ideas and new approaches. And it's really important for people to realize that now is their time.
Yeah, and last year when we were together, Deborah, I hadn't done an overflow retreat. It was all an experiment. I didn't know how the heck it was going to turn out. I come back to you today to let you know that while people go to some events to be informed, those people came to overflow and got transformed. It was incredible, and I don't take credit. I just take credit for being obedient, and what unfolded there had nothing to do with me. It was powerful, and there are people today who launched their business and are on the road to six-figure businesses because they came to overflow. It was amazing.
And that's it. It's being in an environment that's very positive, uplifting, and they can really start to change their mindset and release all the barriers that a lot of times that we have that stop ourselves from doing what we can do and what we're called to do, but we are afraid to really open up to that. So it's so important to be able to do that and see what you can create and you can have when you let go of all those old beliefs that limit you and make you afraid of everything. So, it's so self-defeating, and then people are so bitter and unhappy, and they really didn't have to. And maybe if they had someone who was there to show them and see what they are capable of, it could have been a totally different situation in their lives. So, this sounds like a fantastic way for people to find themselves and really find what they're about and really have the successful businesses they've always wanted. So I thank you so much for doing this again, and I'm sure it will continue. And, the ending to this show came much too quickly. It always does. I think last time it was like that, too. It was like, wait a minute, we just started.
I know.
How'd that happen? Time speeds up. When you don't want it to, it speeds up. So I
know. It's amazing. It goes so fast. But definitely, there's no way you can talk about this stuff in such a small amount of time. That's why we have to continue these conversations.
Exactly.
We do it at Overflow. We do it on your show and all the events that you have. And so, it's just, action, implementation, taking in the information. I'm just glad that you create the space for us to do that. So thank you, Deborah.
Well, thank you very much, Monique, because as I said, I hadn't intended it to turn out the way it has, but it's been a blessing to me as well, because I've been able to meet so many people who really making a positive difference in the world. And I think that's really what we need. So I feel as blessed that I followed the call for me to do this, and it's definitely something that I totally enjoy, and I'm so glad to have this opportunity to share your message as well with my listeners. So thank you so much once again for joining me, Monique. This sounds really exciting. So thanks again.
My pleasure. Thank you, Deborah.
So, everyone, I know you enjoyed this. Please make sure that you follow up and look into the retreat. Check out the website, Monique's website, see all the different bits of information she has on there. There's a lot there for you to learn from as well. And also listen to the first show, and you can get even more information. And just sit with it and take it in and realize that you can make a difference and you can have more than you may have right now if you're feeling like you've hit a wall and not sure where to turn. There are opportunities, so never forget that. So once again, it's been Women Entrepreneurs Radio with your host, Deborah Bailey. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye now.